Hey guys, this is Seth Keep in a Reel. I have Alan and Saad, two arbitrage ninjas with me. Today we are going to go straight to teaching you everything we can about arbitrage. We're not going to take any questions. This is a very unique training session because it is a free training session. It's going to be content thick. We will offer this recorded so you have an opportunity to go back and watch it again, but take notes because this is going to be a lot of content. We're going to move very quickly. Well, our goal is to, in one piece, we're going to give you everything we can, all that you need to know, at least the basics about how to create and build an online arbitrage business, and one that makes you money, one that continues to generate cash. So Alan and Saad, thank you so much for being here today, brothers.
Thank you so much for having us, Seth. I'm very excited to kick this webinar. Hopefully it's going to be full of information that's going to help a lot of people to bring them to the for extra income and help them and help their families.
Yeah, thank you for having us, man. We're very excited to be here.
Absolutely. One thing I want to share between Saad and Alan and myself, we have a combined knowledge of arbitrage. Saad and Alan have crushed it in this space. And I'm talking between the two of them doing hundreds, 200s, thousands a month. So this is not stuff we're just like pulling, oh, here's an idea. We have been through the dregs and the joys of what this is like. We understand how to do it. So what we're going to give you is very real information. This information, some of it's going to be like, whoa, does that really work? And others will be like, that's hard. And it is hard. It is not easy. But we're going to show you as much as we can how to succeed in doing it. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down, everyone. First, we're going to teach you how to start a retail arbitrage business. Then we're going to teach, an online arbitrage business. And then we're going to teach you how to start a retail arbitrage business. So I'm going to go through the steps, and then Saad and Alan are going to take you through the details. So there are 9 steps we recommend for starting an online arbitrage business. 9 steps. Step number 1, you need to create an Amazon account.
So basically, when you're if you're starting just brand new from scratch, the first thing you're gonna want to do is go to Amazon, and there's a special section that is called Seller Central on Amazon. You can Google it, and that will send you directly to the place where you can open your account. The first account, or the main account, is a free account, but then they'll charge you for every item you sell. Every month they'll charge you 99 cents per item. But once you get, there's another option that is a pro account, that it's going to be $39 a month US, and I think different countries have different prices, but it's about $40 a month on all of them. And that's going to let you sell, more than 40, 50, 100, 200 units for free. So that's the first step. Open the account and make sure you get a free account, or I would recommend a pro account, because you're going to be selling more than 40 items a month when you're starting.
Once you guys set up your Seller Central account, if you are selling internationally, in other words, if you are in one country, but you're going to be selling in a different country, you need to make sure you set up Payoneer. What do you guys have to say about Payoneer?
Payoneer is very good, very kind of banking system, that a very good service especially for people who are overseas, people who are not able to go to the US and sign the papers, open an account, US-based account. This Payoneer is very good for worldwide, and it makes the transaction of money very easy. You basically get the transactions. Amazon will pay the Payoneer, basically your account, and then you'll be able to withdraw it within your local bank or any other banking system that you have in that specific country that you are in.
And that's the second step. So first, you create an Amazon account. Second, you're going to set up a Payoneer account if you're selling, if you live in a different country than where you're selling. Third step is you need to contact a prep and ship center in the US. Guys, can you explain why and what that is, a prep and ship center?
Well, basically, what happens for most people that are going to be doing retail online arbitrage is that most people are going to be out of the US. So before you send all your products to Amazon, you're going to need to put your label with your own barcode, so Amazon knows that it's your product. And since people is not going to be in the US to receive the product and then prep it and ship it to Amazon, We use a service center that does all that for us. And there's a lot of different places in different states, but basically all of them do the same thing. Once you have a contract with them, you'll buy all your inventory online using different websites. You send it to this prep center. They receive your product, prep it in your behalf. Do all the shipment setup, and then they send it to the warehouse and Amazon, and everything is under your account, so you'll get the credit when you make the sale.
So there you guys have it. You have number one, create an Amazon account. Number two, make sure you set up Payoneer if you're selling internationally. Number three, you have your prep and ship center, prep and ship center, so you can ship your products to the US, Amazon's warehouse. And now for step number four. This is what a lot of people miss. It's really important and helpful if you sign up for a cashback website such as Ebates, so that you can earn money while you're shopping the online clearance items. So again, you want to sign up for a cashback website like Ebates. That way you're earning money while you're looking for items to buy that are on clearance online. Can you guys expound on why that's so important?
Yes, basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to maximize our profits. So we learn there's a lot of different options we can do to get a better profit. Sometimes we can find an item that it's maybe has only 40% net profit or 30% net profit. But if we use cashback sites like Ebates, like the one you were talking about, you can get an extra 4, 5, or 6% increase on your net profit. There's also other sites where you can buy gift cards, and the same thing. You buy a gift card where you save 5%. That's an increase on your net profit. So we teach to combine cashbacks and gift cards to increase your net profit, and that way, for an item that you found that had only maybe $5 or $6 in profit, if you use these tools or these extra services, you can end up getting $10 profit on the one item.
Right.
And I also, the same thing for saving money, like Ebates. You can apply for credit cards that have some cash back that you can really use, that really can maybe 2% or 3% depending on the credit card. Also, there's some websites for coupons that you can buy and you can apply an extra discount. So these are also other options that you can use just to maximize your net profit from each product.
And as you guys know, profit is what this is about. If you have a profit, you can keep growing that business. That's why this is so key. Now, there's a fifth step you want to take. The last one was to sign up for cashback websites so you can get profits. The fifth step is, guys, look for clearance on websites like Walmart.com, ToysRUs.com, Target.com, Walgreens. Look for clearance items. And can you guys elaborate on what that looks like? Where do you go? How do you do that? And how do you know which one you're going to buy?
So there's a lot of websites. I think the last count we had was like over 350 different websites that you can source, or you can buy. You can go check if they have any clearance section on the website. And usually a lot of these places, they're trying to get rid of the last items, or they're trying to introduce a new line of products. So they put all these items on clearance. They drop the prices. So so they can move them and get more space for different product. But it doesn't mean that on other places like Amazon, they're not selling at a regular price. So we try to find items that on one place they discounted 60, 70, 80%, but on Amazon they're still selling at a regular price, and we can move those items to Amazon and still get the profit in between. So that's what we do. And there's a lot of websites that you can go. The main ones, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, those are going to have a lot of clearance items most of the time. If you go any day of the week, they're going to have a lot of clearance items. But there's over 300, 350 different websites where you can go and do the same.
And when you go into these stores, you can use an application on your phone. There are numerous apps, but even Amazon's app, to find out, can I actually sell this item? What's my profit margin? What's the BSR, to make sure it's a potential product? So you're not just buying it because it's clearance, you're making sure that you're going to make a margin on it, a profit. So that's step number 6. Now we're going to give you step number 7. Your step number 7 is you simply list your products on Amazon, or you're going to have your prep center do it. And can you guys explain what that process looks like, and why would there be a difference between listing your product in Amazon or having a prep center do it for you?
Yes. If you're doing especially retail arbitrage and you are in the United States and you're selling in the United States, or in that matter the same within the same country, if you're in Canada and you're selling in Canada, retail arbitrage is going to be easier. I mean, it's not going to be easier. It's going to be another valid option. You go to the stores, get the product, and you have to prep it, and then you have to list it. You're going to be the person who's responsible for prepping the product, for taking all the labels that on it, making sure that the product in good condition. You put them in the boxes or master carton in that matter, and then you will have to make sure that you create your shipping plan. The create shipping plan is going to give you a shipping labels that you're going to put on your boxes. Then you'll be able to ship them to Amazon warehouse. The other option, which is the prep centers, which is it's very useful for people who are living outside but they like to sell in the U.S. market. They will ship the products. They buy them online, take the product, ship them to prep center. The prep center will do what you had to do, which is prepping them, putting them in the boxes, make sure all the units are in, and then they will put the shipping plan and then send it to Amazon warehouse.
That's exactly how you guys can sell from anywhere in the world, what Saad just said. That's why arbitrage is not limited by just staying in one local area. You could be in one country, sell in another country by using that prep service. The next step, number 8, is if you're selling FBA, which stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, you need to create your shipment, label your product, and I know Saad just elaborated on this, and send them in. Is there anything else you guys want to add to that, number 8?
No, I think it's once you got all the product that you're going to be selling, and especially for online arbitrage, the prep center is going to receive the product, make sure everything is okay. And usually, the way it works on Amazon is you have your own back office on Amazon where you have all your inventory, and then but you have to put in all that new product on the inventory and create the shipment package to send everything to Amazon with your new code. So, for example, if you go to Walmart, every item is going to have a barcode. So when you send it to Amazon, you're going to put your own barcode there, so Amazon knows that this product belongs to you. And then if you make a sale, you get profit out of that sale. So you have to do that process, and the prep center can do that process. But you also have to do it physically on the product. But you also have to do it on the computer, on your system, so Amazon keeps track of all those sales. And that's pretty much it. It's just a matter of creating the shipment, the product, and then Amazon will give you all the labels that you can use to ship it straight to their warehouse.
And the 9th step is probably the most fun step, and that is you get paid by Amazon, you take that money, and you use it for your next product shipment, for your next purchase, and you start the whole thing over again. Guys, we wanted to give you a very succinct, step-by-step process of everything you do for building an online arbitrage business on Amazon. That's why we're making each point super simple. I'm going to go back through them one more time. Number 1, you're going to create your Amazon Seller Central account. Number 2, if you're selling internationally, make sure you set up an account with Payoneer so you can get paid. Number 3, you're going to contact a prep and ship center in the US, again, if you're selling internationally, so you can send those products that you purchase into the prep center and they send it to Amazon's warehouse. Number 4, you're going to sign up for cashback websites like Ebates so that you can earn money while you're shopping on the online clearance items. That just makes your profit margins that much bigger. Number 5, you're going to look for clearance on websites, clearance items like and you're going to do it at Walmart.com, ToysRUs.com, Target, and so forth. You're going to look for different websites that have clearance items. Then you're going to check and see, can I make a profit? Can I sell this item on Amazon? Number one. Second, can I make a profit on it? If you can, you get to step number 6. You're going to purchase your products and send them into the prep center or send them into Amazon yourself. Number 7, you're going to list those products in Amazon. And the nice thing about arbitrage, you don't have to create a new listing. You're going to piggyback on another listing that is already in the catalog. You just type in the name or the UPC code, it pulls up, and you list yours as well. You don't have to worry about photos and all of that. Or you have your prep center take care of that for you. Number 8, if you're selling FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, which we recommend, you're going to create your shipment, label your products, and you're going to send them in. So if you're doing it yourself, you can send it in yourself. And finally, number 9, you're going to receive your Amazon payment. You're going to take that money. You're going to reinvest it right back into the business and do it again. And the idea, you guys, is you start with, even if it's just $100. Let's just say you only have $100. That's a huge amount of money to start with. Because if you just have $100 and you take that and you say, okay, I'm going to buy discounted stuff on Walmart.com, and I'm going to have it shipped to the prep center if I don't want to do it myself. And I'm going to make sure there's a profit margin by using my application on my phone, my Amazon app, and I'm going to have them ship that into Amazon, and I sell it. Let's just say I sell it for $150. Now I have $150. I just took 100 and I added 50 to it. I'm not going to use that 50. I'm not going to take my spouse to dinner. I'm not going to go buy a new electronic toy. I'm going to take the 150 and I'm going to use it to buy more stuff from my computer. And if you did that just 10 times, that $100 would be $5,766.50. If you did that 5 more times, you just turned $100 into $43,789.38. That's just because you started with 100. So even if you just have 100, don't look at that and think, oh man, it's just 100. That's not going to pay my rent. That's not enough money for food for my family for a month. Look at it this way. That 100 is a potential $43,000 if I continue to reinvest it and do it right. And that's exactly what we teach people how to do, so they can fire their boss and have margin to do the things they love with the people they love. Any other last comments on online arbitrage on Amazon before we move over to retail arbitrage, Saad and Alan? Anything you feel like we should cover that we might have missed?
I think the only one thing that we have to cover is making sure people, because I know people get excited and they just start buying stuff, and then they find out, oh, that wasn't an item that really had profit once you figure it out. So maybe we can talk about BSR and the rule of 33. Maybe that will help.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, so BSR, basically Amazon, it's a catalog. They have different categories, departments, and on each category they have products. So they have to identify each product by a number. Number 1 is the one that has the most sales on that category, and then they have millions of products on each category. So we teach people to look for that bestseller rank to be at least 1 or 2% of that category, meaning that if the rank, if the whole category it's let's say 100,000 items, the 1% will be 1,000, right? If my math is correct. So between 1,000 and 2,000 rank, that's the items that you want to find or you want to analyze and see if they have profit. Because if you find something that it has a good profit, but it has a 50,000 rank on that category that is 100,000, the percentage is going to be very high, and that means that the item doesn't sell that often. The item, it has profit, but it's going to take a long time to sell. So we try to teach people between 1 and 2% of the rank of the category, and we have tools that we recommend, so you can find out that what is the rank, what is the percentage on each category, so people can look for items on other stores, find them, and then make sure they have enough sales during the month, so they can send their inventory and then sell it. And I don't know if Saad can explain the other point.
For sure. Yes, we have also the profits. You have to go with the 33% rule of thumb. So basically, if there's a product selling on Amazon for $30, you would try to buy it for $10. So the calculation will be $30 selling on Amazon. The first $10 is going to be the cost of good or the cost of the product itself. The second $10 is going to be the Amazon fees and all the supplies that comes with it. And the third part, which is going to be your net profit. So you want to stay within the 33% net profit that you make. So this is how you want to do it. Usually, we always try to aim for 33% and higher, because you want to have your margins higher for you to have more flexibility if the prices changes or anything like that. But usually 33% is a rule of thumb. I see a lot of people making that mistake. Oh, I make $3 out of this product where they're supposed to make $10, and then they find out, oh, I spend that much money for no reason. So I want to make sure that really people. I used to do that in the beginning, so I was laughing at myself. I used to buy $50 product and I make $5. Like, oh, honey, look what I did. So you want to make sure really your margins are correct and you're doing all this work for something beneficial.
And guys, I encourage you in this. If you have a little bit of money and you really want to make more money, who doesn't? I remember when I worked for a corporation and I wanted to make more money, not so I can be rich and fat, so I could have freedom, so I could have margin. What I decided is I said, I'm going to do something about it, even if I fail along the way. Earlier today, we had an interview, and this person said, you know what? I made a big mistake. And I said, congratulations, at least you did something. You made a mistake, and you're learning from it. Instead of sitting on your hands and thinking, someday. I have friends who they said they're going to take action. 10 years later on a decision they need to make for their life, not even related to business necessarily. 10 years later, haven't taken any action. What's changed? Nothing. Things have just gotten worse for them. It's so important to choose. It's better to choose and learn as you go than to wait and wait and wait and wait. What we want to do is de-risk you as much as we possibly can. It is hard. It is not easy. We're not going to lie to you. I got this email the other day. Someone says, oh man, it's really easy to sell on Amazon. No, it's not. It's hard. It takes hard work. But if you want freedom, and that's the cost, you have to work hard to get there, then you can do this. If you're the kind of person who's teachable, and you're the kind of person who knows how to keep getting up and working at something over a long period of time, there's no reason you can't make over $200,000 a month. That might sound like, whoa, so much. It's not really. I've seen the screenshots of people in our program. I've seen Alan's, I've seen Saad's. These guys are rich for a reason. They can travel the world and keep doing this for reasons. Saad jumps between countries. He's like a ping pong on a ping pong. He's like boing, boing, and it's no problem because he's still making money. You can make this happen, but it's going to be hard and you have to be willing to work hard at it. Okay, so that is how you build an online arbitrage business. Now, we're going to switch over to a different kind of business now. And again, we're not going deep. We're giving you all the main steps to help you get started. This is similar, but it's not exactly the same. And it is called retail arbitrage business. So we're moving from online arbitrage, people usually say OA for that, to retail arbitrage, RA business. Step number one, as you can have guessed, is exactly the same as the previous step. You create an Amazon account. Is there anything you guys want to add to that first step?
I think the benefit of retail arbitrage and online arbitrage is that you can combine both of them. A lot of people that live in the U.S., they have the advantage that they can start with retail arbitrage and somewhat get a little bit more net profit because they don't have to use a prep center, and the prep center is going to charge you most of the time between $1, $1.25 per item that they prep for you. So if you live in the U.S. or if you live in Canada or Mexico or the U.K., where you can do retail arbitrage, those savings are increasing your net profit. So a lot of people get a little bit better margins doing retail arbitrage, but it's the same process. You open your account, make sure you don't have to use Pioneer because most of the time you're going to be able to have a credit card or a bank account. But on both businesses, you have to make sure that you have a bank account and at least a debit card to open the account, and then all your basic information. That's pretty much all you need.
And one more thought on that, guys. Even if you're in a country where you think you can't start an Amazon account, because you say, well, I'm not approved to sell there, you can actually set up your business in a different country. There are corporations that will do this for you. We're right now talking about setting up a business in the British Isles. I have to pay someone the service to give me a nexus there, but to save on taxes, as well as Singapore. But you can do that. Don't allow, oh, but Amazon says I can't. Well, there's ways to do it. There are people who will set up a company for you in a different country and give you a nexus. That means a presence, so that is where your official business is. And then you use Payoneer to make sure you get paid. Does it take more steps? Yes. If you're serious about making money, you can do that. You can find how to do it. And that's how we train people to do. We show them the steps on making that happen. So don't ever think, oh, because Amazon said I can't, I can't. It's not true. You are the only person limiting yourself. You can do it. You have to find out how. And that's what we do, is we teach people how to do that. Okay, so we have the first step for retail arbitrage business. Number one, you create that Amazon account. Number two, I love this one. This is so nostalgic to me, you guys. Walk around your house with your application. Where's my phone? Oh, it's over there. It's all right. And start scanning items you no longer need, whether they're new or used. Please expound, brothers.
Yes, actually, that's how I started. When I heard about Amazon FBA, and I get into retail arbitrage, or arbitrage in that matter. So what I did, I went and I scanned through all the stuff that I have at home that I'm not using, that I haven't used for 2-3 months. Then I knew there is no use for them. They're just piling dust. I took all my video games. I took my wife's books, and I took everything that's laying around, and I was just scanning them and see if they make profit. And I shipped them. Honestly, in the beginning, I didn't care if they were making money. I just want to test the process. I want to make sure it's really sells or not. So I took the stuff. I was making stuff that were laying around. I was making $20, $30. Send them in. I sent the books, and I saw I was making money. That's it. I got hooked. And then I started doing the next step, which is you can explain soon.
One of the guys who joined our team, he made $500 in a couple weeks off just selling books. He went to half-price books. He bought them. He sold them on Amazon. Boom, he made that in cash. Hey, I got $500. Who wouldn't want $500? Then he took that and he started investing in online arbitrage and built it from there. This is something my wife and I did. We pretty much emptied our house, and it was good for us. You know why? It forced us to let go mentally of our current lifestyle, which we hated, and it forced us to really cut ties. We're done living this way. We're going to change everything. It reminds me of one of the guys I talked to at the conference last week. He literally fired his boss and changed the state in the US where he lives. And he said, I don't know why I didn't do this 20 years ago, but this is something I've always wanted to do. And now he's starting to sell on Amazon. He literally put his brain in a different place, so he has to survive. I love that. And so this is the second step. So step number one for retail arbitrage business, create an Amazon account. Step number two, sell everything in your house you don't need. And I promise you, there's things you think you need, you probably don't. If you haven't used it in the last couple of weeks, why not turn that into cash? And in the future, that cash will make you far more money and could buy you 20,000 of those things. Step number three, go to yard sales, find some treasures to sell, and sometimes you're going to find brand new items with tags on them. Could you guys expound on this part?
I think that the benefit with Amazon when you're starting up is that there's a lot of garage sales and state sales and stuff like that, consignment stores and things like that, where you can go and get a lot of times you're gonna get used items, but they're almost collectibles. I have a story with one of my first coaches that I had at the beginning. She bought a book for $2 and sold it for $89. And it was just a book, a coffee table book. It was used, so she sent it as a used item, sold it, and then she started looking for more kind of those books. And then she was just going from one consignment store to another one, trying to look for those books, because she could buy them for $2-3 and then sell them for $89. And that's the kind of things that you have to start doing. Garage sales. There's a lot of times you're gonna find brand new items that have a little bit more profit, but that's where you're gonna find a lot of items that have very low cost, and then you can make a lot more margin when you sell it on Amazon.
And notice the various places you guys can go. You start with your house. That's step number two. Right? Then you go to yard sales, that's step number three. And then number 4, you're going to visit all clearance sections in stores, and you're going to become a very professional scanner. You're going to scan away. So you're going to go to all these clearance sections in stores and scan. Guys, can you elaborate on this part?
Yes, definitely. So that's what makes retail arbitrage different than OA, because retail arbitrage, you basically physically, personally going to the store and actually buying things that you're gonna convert into cash. So the very easy, simple way, you just go to the clearance aisle, you go to discounted aisles, you just go ahead and start scanning away. Just you have the app, which is a free app, Amazon app. You just keep scanning. Until you find the ones that are gonna tell you, hey, listen, if you spend $2, you're gonna make you make $5. You make 10. If you spend $10, you're gonna make another $10. So you keep scanning until you find the good treasures. In the beginning, it might be a little bit difficult for people because they're not familiar with it. But as soon as you do few visits, then it'll be easier for you to know, hey, which aisle I'm supposed to go to, which store, which store that has a lot of specials. You'll be able to be familiar. What niche or category that you're going to be selling in is going to get way easier, and that's how we do it.
And when you use the Amazon seller app, it allows you to see on there, what am I going to make? What is the BSR? It gives you the data. Can I actually sell this? Is it restricted? That way you're not wasting your time. When you start doing this at the beginning, guys, it's going to take a lot more time. But as Saad said, once you start finding certain places where you find treasures, you start going back, you start speeding it up. When I worked at Apple, I managed a team. One of the guys in the team that I managed, he fired Apple and started selling in yard sales. Today, he provides for his family 100% through arbitrage. It's awesome, and he absolutely loves the freedom it provides. Next step.
And
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the advantage that I found out on my business doing retail stores. So I don't do garage sales too much or Goodwill stores. But the advantage that I found that we found doing retail stores is that you can scale your business really fast. And for example, this year in our business, we are almost 90% retail arbitrage still. But we started going we started on our city, and then we expanded to other cities, and now we go up to 450 miles out from our house, fill up our cargo van that we have. In 1 week, we just fill it up, and then we process everything a week and a half. And that's how we've been doing our business. And that's the way you can scale doing retail arbitrage. You can add more people to do the same thing. So there's businesses that just doing retail arbitrage, they're doing $300,000-$400,000 a month.
There's one guy on our team who does over $1 million a month in retail arbitrage. $1 million. Now that's revenue. That's not profit. But even if 40% of that profit, that is not too bad, you guys. That's incredible. And notice what Alan said too. He will drive very far, but when he gets there, he already knows what sells because he's been doing this for a while. He can buy a whole bunch of stuff, so he doesn't have to go every day, come back, put it in. Some of the stuff will sell in a week. Some of the stuff will sell in a day, some in a week, some in 2 months, some in 3 months. But while it's sitting there, it's constant revenue coming in. And after a few days, you've made your money back, and now you're really making money, and now you can go and find more, and you can keep building that. That's the beauty of this business. Step number 5, check your weekly flyers for deals. Where do you go to find these, you guys?
These are very easily. I mean, us especially in Canada and also in the States with Alan on this. We have weekly flyers that actually comes to us. Just papers, newspapers. We go, we check which ones are they're good. As we know that we really specialize in a lot of toys. We sell that, so we know as soon as we get them, we check them. If we go to Toys R Us, they have their weekly flyer or the flyer of the next week. We take it and we check them. There is a lot of websites that actually can visit, and they have flyers for every store that imaginable. You just select them, you go ahead. Sometimes they have, hey, buy one, the second one half price, buy one, the second one free. Some of them they're just having a special prices on Legos, or they have special prices on Nike. You get those ones, you scan them, see which ones are good. Or actually, you don't need to scan them. I just take the title and put them in and see if it really works. And then I buy a few units of them and sell them. In the beginning, you're gonna buy a few units, but at our scale, me and Alan, we buy a lot of them, but we don't recommend it as newbies. But yeah, there's a lot of websites, and that's another source. And also you can also sometimes you do only flyers, or also you can put an ad on any Craigslist or Kijiji saying, hey, If you have any toys that for sale, we're willing to buy them, and you'll see the leads, they come to you instead of you going to them.
There's a guy in our training program. He lives in Florida. He would put out flyers in Craigslist. He would put an ad and say, hey, I will buy your comic books. Go to this guy's house, garage full of them. The guy just wants to get rid of them. Here's $50. He just gave him $500 worth of goods. Like, hey, $50 for $500. That is not a bad deal. That's incredible. I love the idea of Craigslist. There's so much you can do with that. Because there's some people, they don't have the time. They're not interested. They just want to get rid of it and get some cash. You know the value of that. You can get something for 100 times its value. You know where to look. Okay, let me go back and just do a really quick recap. Right now, before we talked about online arbitrage business. Now we're talking how to start a retail arbitrage business. Number 1, create an Amazon account. Number 2, look around your house, start scanning items you don't need. Number 3, go to yard sales, find treasures. Number 4, visit all the clearance sections in stores and just scan away. Number 5, check your weekly flyers for deals, as well as put ads in Craigslist. Number 6, and this is the same as in our previous training earlier today, sign up for cashback websites such as Ebates so you can earn money while you shop the online clearance items. Is there anything you guys want to add to this that we didn't talk about when we were talking about online arbitrage?
Yes, for retail arbitrage, the best thing that we do is buy gift cards. So, for example, if you're going to go to Toys R Us and you know there's going to be a lot of items that you're going to buy for that day, you can buy a gift card, get a 5-6% discount, and then you use that gift card to purchase your items doing retail arbitrage. And there's also some stores that they have points or rewards as systems or options. For example, Toys R Us, they have one day, I think it's Tuesday, every Tuesday and Saturday. If you use their credit card, you get 10% discount of your whole purchase. So that's another 10% that you can save. And then if you use a gift card for part of the purchase, you get another 2, 3, or 5%. So again, it's the same strategy, the same mindset. You're trying to increase your profit, and for retail arbitrage, it's going to be mainly using their credit cards for points or using gift cards.
That's really interesting. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just would like to mention one thing, because I think a lot of people are really get a little bit worried. Oh, I have to find a clearance aisle or discounted aisles or discounted products for me to make money. It's not the case. When you become very experienced, you will find products that actually sells for full price, and you'll be able to sell them for higher price on Amazon.
Wow.
Amazon gave this prime shipping, which has a lot of advantages. There's a lot of people would like to pay extra for specific products just because of the convenience of getting them quicker. So that's another point. So don't limit yourself only discount and clearance, because that's maybe easier. You can go find things, but when you become experienced, you will find full price items.
Really good point. And some people, because they trust Amazon Prime so much, and you're sending it to Amazon's warehouse, they would rather order it from their home than driving to the store, and they'll pay more to buy it from Amazon than at the store, and you make the profit difference. That's incredibly good point. Really good point. Okay, step number 7, list your products on Amazon. Now, guys, keep in mind, everyone, when you're doing retail arbitrage, we're talking about buying items in person. You go drive somewhere, or you do an ad on Craigslist, and you go somewhere and you buy it and you send them in. Online arbitrage, you can do internationally because you're doing everything from your computer. And that's why you need a prep center if you're not in the same country. Retail, you physically are going grabbing the product. Now, this 7th point, I think it's often underestimated, but can you guys expound on when you list your product on Amazon, what that looks like? And how are we, well, we'll talk about FBA in a minute. Just what does that look like to simply list your product on Amazon, especially for people who haven't done that yet?
Well, for retail and online arbitrage, the advantage is that we are looking for products that they already exist on Amazon catalog. They're having a lot of sales, so we're making sure that if we buy a product, we want to make sure that they're already selling on Amazon, and it's selling a lot of units a day. So when we come to our back office, we don't really have to create a new item, take pictures, or think about what the description is going to be, or think about how we're going to market this product, because we're just, like you said before, we're just piggybacking on an item that is already selling on Amazon. So it's very easy. You just input the UPC code for that item. You find it on the catalog. You tell Amazon that you want to sell your inventory under that listing, and that's pretty much it. They'll give you the label that you have to print out and put on your product, and that's pretty much it.
And guys, you don't have to worry about running a PPC ad. As you said, you don't have to take photos. It's already there. You're leaning on Amazon's platform to get that sale. That's what's really easy about arbitrage. Arbitrage isn't easy, but that's one of the easy parts. Number 8, if you're selling FBA, which is also known as Fulfilled by Amazon, you're going to create your shipment. You're going to label your products. It has to have a label on it so Amazon knows what to do with it, where to put it in the warehouse when they get it, and you're going to send it in. If you're selling FBM, Fulfilled by Merchant, you're going to just simply wait for the sale to come in, and you are going to ship it out yourself. Is there anything you want to elaborate on this, you guys?
Yes, actually for shipping, I just want to mention you're not going to be, I mean, you can use other post services, but actually you're going to get a deeply discounted shipping rates from Amazon themselves. So everything is going to be in one place. It's going to be very deeply discounted. You can pay up to 60 to 90 cents per unit, which is very little, and you can use everything in one place. So you don't need to go and, hey, I have to go buy a postage, I have to wait. You can weigh everything in the beginning from your home, weigh them, box them, purchase the labels from Amazon themselves, put them on, and then you ship them. So that's the beauty of it. Everything in-house. You just take the product, the box, and drop it in UPS or FedEx, or I mean other services, which is you can call UPS, they come to your house and they pick up the box instead.
There's one more step, guys. This is the easiest and funnest, the most fun. Receive your Amazon payment, use that money to do it all over again. You receive that money and you take that money and you reinvest it. Keep in mind, the key is not simply to sell an item and get paid, then sell it again and get paid. The key is to sell an item, get paid. The next time you're going to sell 2 of these, the next time 20, the next time 100, and you're going to get more and more. So each time what you're sending in is larger, you get more money. Once you get that to a $20,000 a month point, you can say goodbye to your boss probably a lot sooner than that. Like, I don't need my boss. I can do this full time. I'm actually, the raises you get doing arbitrage, how much more you can make each month, are insane compared to what you would ever get for a company. Even if you work for the most rich company in the world, you still maybe get a 3-4% raise. It's a little tiny raise. Can you imagine that in arbitrage? Hey, next year I made 10 more bucks. No way. You can keep doubling that. What I love about arbitrage, you can start with practically, even if you have no money right now, you're completely broke. You have no excuse for not going around and going into your house and finding something you don't need. I mean, I'm going to grab something right now. Look at this. I don't need this. I could sell this right now. I could find and see if it's selling on Amazon. I mean, it costs me nothing. I already have it, right? So I'm going to make money. If the BSR is low enough, it's going to sell. I can send this in. I mean, you can go through your house and just find stuff and start and keep going. Guys, when I started with a dime. For those of you guys who don't know, I was $24,000 in debt. I worked for the richest company in the world. I hated my life. I was tied to my desk all day. I slaved away all year. I got just enough raises to buy more coffee to numb myself from the boredom. And after my boss told me, I want you to create a tracker of a tracker for a tracker, I thought, this is tracker inception. This is insanity. I can't live this way. I turned to my wife, who was standing right there, and I said, we're going to do something different, Kimberly. We're going to change something. I am done living like this. And so I walked around and I started to double a dime. And I would simply ask people this question. Hey, how many times do I need to double this for it to become $100,000? And usually people would say 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000. And I said, no, you only have to double a dime 20 times and it becomes $100,000. And so I began to ask people to do that for me. I said, look, would you buy into this idea? And it made them feel good. Like, man, I can help this guy. He's struggling. I want to help him. I said, someday I want to teach people. I built a multi-million-dollar business off of a dime on Amazon. And they said, sure, we'll help you. And so I kept doubling it until I got up to $400. Then I took that, I invested in inventory, researched the market, started selling on eBay. Then I started selling on Amazon, sold everything in our house, sold over 2,000 books from my office that I didn't need anymore. And from there, we kept growing and growing. And I'll never forget getting that first check from Amazon, $50-some. And I looked at it and I thought, man, if I can do this once, I can do it 1,000,000 times. So no matter where you are, what you're doing, if you're struggling to make enough money, the struggle is not the money, I swear. The struggle is in here. It's in your mind. do something with the struggle. Act on it. I don't care if you just have a dime. You tell me you're broke. I was $24,000 in debt with the exception of a dime. I was minus money, you guys. I was in the negative, okay? And I turned that into millions. And so have Saad and Alan. Why? Because we decided to do something with it. I didn't want an easy path. I wanted a meaningful path. I didn't want someone to hand me a donation. I wanted the joy of finding a way to make money by doing it and getting out there. Now, the reason we're sharing this training is to get you started. This is like, let's kick you in the butt. Boom, go, start. But if you want something a lot more helpful and more in-depth, if you haven't yet, what we did is we created a course. It's called the Arbitrage Mastermind course. And this entire course focuses on one thing. It teaches you how to succeed in arbitrage specifically. And we guys just heard us talk about online, and you heard us talk about retail. Well, in this course, we see you every single week, live Q&A. You will receive 540 minutes of step-by-step workshops training you how to do this. Plus, you'll get 15 screen sharing tutorials showing you where to go, where to click. We explain all the applications you need, how to use them, become part of a private group of sellers who are going to bat for each other, to help each other. You ask questions, they get answered. And check this out, we will also, to help you get started, send you 180 free leads. And these leads rank in the top 1 to 2% in their categories. So that means these are items that are selling a lot. We actually show you the item to buy and where to buy it. And these have a minimum of 40% ROI, return on investment, plus a 2-hour training video showing you how to use them. All of this. There's a training course that's called the Just One Dime Arbitrage Mastermind. Our goal is to help you succeed at it and to make it happen. And that's what we do. We created this course so you have a way to do it. Now, in addition to the course, set that aside for a minute, guys. Every Thursday, regardless, Saad, Alan, and I are here teaching you how to do arbitrage. I know today's a little different. It's Tuesday. But is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. I've been doing so many interviews like I can't remember. But every Thursday, we give you an hour of training regardless. So again, this isn't just about the course. Do we want you to sign up? Absolutely want you to sign up. Why? Because you're going to make money faster. Make the investment, and you can make money faster and get there more quickly. And you're working with people who are doing it. This isn't like a plug and play, oh, watch the videos, bye. No, we work with you. We walk with you. We take you step by step. Saad and Alan are your teachers. And you get the leads list as well. But every Thursday, we still are going to provide free training on this channel to help you guys succeed. Anything, Saad and Alan, you guys want to add to that?
No, I think I was in the same situation like you said, working I had a business for 9 years, driving trucks, and in 2014 I got sick, very sick. I couldn't work for 8 months. So, the business kind of crumbled, and then after that I started looking for another way to run another business, and that's how I stumbled with Amazon last year in 2016. I started selling in June, and then by August I sold my business. I put all my money on inventory on Amazon, and I just been selling 100% on Amazon since last year. So about 14 months with over I think it's $320,000 in sales.
Thank you, Alan. Saad, anything you want to add, brother, before we close this up?
Yes. I mean, all of us were in the same boat. I would like to say that. I mean, where we are today, it's different than we were a year ago, a year and a half ago. I'm actually by trade, and I keep telling that story. I was a draftman, mechanical engineering technologist. I have very good salary, which is everyone's like, oh my God, you're making good money. You have the house, you have everything, but wasn't enough for me. I always wanted to do something more. I used to travel 2 to 3 weeks out of the month, leaving my daughter and my wife behind. And that's what made me look into something else. I never sold anything on Amazon. And that's the truth. And people don't believe me. I used to live in Canada, and with Amazon.ca at that time wasn't that popular. And I started looking at Amazon FBA. I saw with retail arbitrage, and that's what kicked all my business, because of retail and online arbitrage, because it has a special place for me. That's what made me, I never thought was possible within 3 months I'll be able to make 30. I was like, wow. it's almost half what I make a year in 3 months. So it made me open my eyes. I did the transition to private label, and thanks to you, I always say that because you actually kicked my behind. You told me, go ahead, do it. And I always tell them I owe it to Seth. You're a great individual. I appreciate everything you have done for me and my family. And that's why I live now in Kuwait. I can hop from one place to another. I can stay here for more than 4 months just to see my family. That which is, I always see them only maybe every 2 years. I can see them 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So it is possible. And that's why we create the course, because I feel that everyone can do it. And it's all about doubling your money and have the right work ethics. And just work in it, and it's gonna happen. The society limit us of what we can do, but we are greater than this, and I think we can do a lot, much more than what the society and our parents or grandparents dictate. And yeah, thank you so much again.
Absolutely. And guys, it brings me joy to kick you in the butt. As horrible as it sounds, it really does. Because I see some trainers are like, oh yeah, it's easy, you'll be fine. No, we're not going to do that with you. We're going to be real with you. We're going to tell you when it feels like hell, and we're going to tell you when it's really fun and easy. That doesn't matter. What matters is two things. You need to be teachable, guys. You've got to be teachable, and you need to be willing to work hard consistently over a long period of time. I don't mean you need to pull 12-hour days. Don't be crazy. Well, some of you guys are crazy, but some, especially guys in New York. But I don't mean that. I mean consistently. Even if it's just a couple hours a day, keep going. Keep going, and eventually it creates that margin, so you're not worried, oh my goodness, how am I going to pay for my food or my utilities or pay back a loan? No, you can knock that out. We paid off all of our debt. We paid off our house. You know how freeing that feels? But we had to do something to make that happen. And with arbitrage, here's what's nice about arbitrage. You don't need a ton of money to get there. Now, like I said, we're going to keep creating these free videos for you. If you want to get there faster, invest. We'll help you. We'll do everything we can, yeah, to kick you in the butt a little bit, to show you how to do it, to train you, to de-risk you, so you can turn this into something way, way bigger. If someone told me, hey, Seth, I want you to pay me $597, okay? And I'm going to take that and teach you how to turn it into $1 million. Would I do it? If I believed that person, if I knew they were real, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do $100,000 to make $1 million. In a heartbeat. Do you guys know I pay a coach thousands to teach me, and this guy kicks my butt and my business partner's butt and helps me to get better and learn. And some people go, oh man, that's so expensive. Actually, I can't afford not to. It is not expensive if I can turn that into a living, so I can take my wife to New York and we didn't have to worry about a single bill. Everything came off of a debit card directly from our account. We don't even own a freaking credit card. We don't have a credit card. We don't need one. I no longer have a credit history. I don't need that. Why? Because I have cash. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to brag and sound all amazing. That's not my goal at all, guys. I just want to be really direct with people. If you're worried about money, you're worried about the wrong thing. Okay? You have to shift your mind to this. I am going to make something happen. I'm going to fulfill this for my family. I'm going to make these dreams true, and I'm going to do it. If we can help get you there faster, we will. If you prefer not, that's fine. But don't sit on your butt and complain and whine and look at all the problems. Like those of you guys worried about restricted categories, why are you worried about that? Go sell the unrestricted categories, right? Sell those. Then later you'll get the privilege of selling the restricted categories. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't. When I focus on what I can do, guess what? I end up getting to do what I formerly could not do. Focus on what you can do. There's still massive opportunity. And because Amazon is growing, and more people are buying on Amazon, your opportunity is growing. Here's one warning I will make. Do not wait to start. Whatever you do, don't wait to start. Here's why. Because it's easier now than later. When things start to grow and move, you want to be one of the people who got in earlier so you can grow with them. That's why international selling is such a huge opportunity right now. I don't think, Saad and Alan, we have seen even a tiny percentage of what Amazon's going to do in the future. It's unbelievable. So I would rather be on Amazon where people are going to buy. I'd rather put myself, hey everyone, I'm here, and here are all my products, and look at this, and make money doing that, than over here saying, it's too saturated, while other people are out there making themselves millionaires. I don't want to be one of those people. And is it going to be hard? It's going to be hard. But I would choose your hard, guys. Is poor being hard? Oh yeah. Is rich being hard? Yep. Choose which one you want. And the cool thing is not just having money. It's the purpose. It's the meaning. It's the way you can build margin for you and those you love. That's what it matters. So if you want to join our team, we will help you. We will provide the link below. You can. But regardless, whatever you do, don't wait. Get going. Kick yourself in the butt. Be willing to fail and blunder your way to success. There's no reason. You have no excuse for not crushing it out there, guys. Go out and do it. And I can say that without arrogance because I did it. Not because I'm special, because I lived it. And I know what it feels like to walk around with a little stupid dime and say, hey, help me double a dime. You know how stupid I felt? But I had to get over my dumb ego and all the lies in my head to get to a point where I actually could turn that into something. I had to get over myself. The only person who ever get in the way of you succeeding is yourself. When you believe that, you will succeed. But as long as you blame other things and other people in your situation, guess what? That is a victim mentality. You will not succeed because you are saying you can't do it. And guess what? You're the only person who can make you do it. I can't make you, so I can't make you. So go out there, kick butt, build your dream, do something. So 10 years from now, you can look back and say, wow, thank God I did something. I'm glad I took the risk. I jumped off the cliff. I lost money, made money along the way, but look where I am now today. It's worth it. It is worth it. And that's why we're here, is we want to help people get there faster. I remember when I started in Amazon, Saad and Alan, last thing I promise. There was such a lack. This is why we provide so much freaking content. Someone emailed me, is like, why do you charge for your course? I'm like, where's this guy's brain? Do you know how much free content we provide? Do you know how much time that takes? Like I'm right now spending time, free time to you, helping you succeed. So is Saad and Alan. I'm not spending time with my wife and my kids. Why? Because I'm good at coaching and I love coaching. So there's so much lack of information on YouTube. When I started, people would talk and talk and talk, and the majority of it was about some course, or they just loved to hear themselves talk, and you couldn't understand them, and it was really slow. I thought, wait, why don't we provide not fancy, professional, but premium, awesome content to help people? And then people started saying, hey, Seth, will you coach me? Will you coach me? Will you coach me? And I did that for free for a long time, and I thought, this is dumb. I'm going to start charging because my services are valuable. I'm making people millionaires. I should be paid for that. And that's why we charge. One more thing. We won't give this away for free. You know why? If you have no skin in the game, what are your chances of succeeding? If you have a refund mentality, oh, I just want to try and dabble, please don't buy. Don't get the course. It won't help you. But if you're the mentality, I am all in, I'm making this happen, I'm going to succeed, that's the kind of people we want to work with because those are the kind of people who succeed. And if you have skin in the game, you're going to work a lot harder. Like that guy who fired his boss, oh, he has skin in the game. If he doesn't make it, he's on the street. He's sleeping under the bridge, and his wife will not be a happy camper, I promise. So he's very motivated to make things work, and he's going to crush it. That's why he has this sense of just like, I'm in an adventure. Life is risky. I love that. That's what's meaningful, guys. And I hope this is helpful to you. And I'm done with my spiel. Anything you guys want to add? Excuse my intensity, but this gets me fired up, people.
That's why we get coaching with you, man. It inspires us to get things done and just work hard.
That's absolutely right. Sorry, go ahead, Manal. I'm sorry I cut you. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say thank you for the opportunity. And, you know, our hope is also to help a lot of people learn, you know, how the process goes and learn how to start building their business and you know, fulfilling their goals.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Seth, for having us. And yes, we push each other a lot. And even at the higher level, we keep pushing ourselves because I don't think there's limits. The only limits is in our brain. And I think that's we need to destroy that and just keep going at it and just keep grinding. And that's what I say. And thank you so much for having us today, man.
I want to say one last thing, Saad, before you go. Okay, one last thing. Saad and Alan have become good friends of mine. Do you know why? I don't really know how much we have in common because we don't talk about family and that kind of stuff a whole lot. I'm sure we will when we get to go to the conference in March. But because we work together and help each other, that's why I trust them. These guys are doing it. They're living it. They're making it happen. That's the kind of people I like working with. It's a community. It's a brotherhood. It's a sisterhood. That's awesome. And so thank you, Saad and Alan, for being warriors and making a difference and being people who follow through with what you say. You don't just talk, you live it with all the pains and the glories. So thank you guys, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. Have an awesome day. If you want to join our team, sign up. I put the link below. We will help you. Either way, we're going to keep on providing free training because we enjoy it and we hope it's helpful. Go crush it. See you guys.
All right.
Bye.